doing a long time.
You'll see yourself.
Be,
I started recording. Okay, so
okay.
JSL stands for Job Control Language, right? And in
Yes.
mainframe environment, we know everything is performed under batch processing.
Oh
That
wait.
you already know.
Uh, oh, you're recording. Okay.
Yeah, I'm recording. So, as you already know, everything is done in mainframe in a batch process, right? And I hope you
Yes.
believe, what is the reason behind, how the batch process concept has evolved. So, because when mainframe was introduced in early 1960s, there is no concept of, say, a LAN, like, where two computers were not able to talk to each other. In that context, COBOL was developed and mainframe was, implemented, and slowly TS, TSO ISPF option has been given, and TSO has been made part of the integral part of mainframe. That way, mainframes were able to connect to each other and talk to each other. So any online operation is supposed or is done in daytime, and the collected data from the online screens, say kick screens, will be processed in night time using jobs. And even till today, we have the same practice actually. Main All the critical jobs and master updates are made in batch process. So it is not necessary that all the data I connect in online even today are processed right away, because the master updates, like updating master tables or databases and the files, is done in batch process in the nightly batch. And JSL stands for Job Control Language. JSL has got two parts in it. One is um,
Uh, um,
yeah.
Venkat, are you showing your screen or are you just talking?
Oh, hey, sorry. I'm sorry. Hey, good that you. Sorry, I forgot to share the
Oh,
screen.
that's okay.
Okay. Yeah, now you can see it. Good that you asked me.
Yeah, I can't see yet.
Let me just hide for a while. Just for a while. And, okay, I'm again sharing.
Okay, I see
JSON
it.
has got two important statements. One is a job statement. Other statement is exec statement. Okay. Job statement signifies that it is a job, and exec statement specifies that it is a step. So a job typically can have multiple steps, maximum 255. But in a production, in real time, we write the steps as appropriate. So actually, when a real-time job is written, it is written in such a way that it performs a logical operation or an activity in the production. So there are some parameters in JCL which will drive, and not only drive, they will control the execution of the JCL. We need to get a clear understanding of these parameters so that we can work with JCL in our projects efficiently. Any JCL should start with // in column 1 and 2, followed by job name. In this example, the job name is my ID followed by a suffix. It can be one character or a number, and job name cannot exceed 8 characters, followed by job statement. And if you notice, there is a gap between job name and the job statement, like this. And after job statement, you have a space, at least one blank. followed by accounting information, programmer name, and several other parameters: message class, message level, class, notify, region, and some other parameters which I have not mentioned here, like time parameter, con parameter. Let us start understanding each of them one after other. Accounting information is just most of the time used for documentation purpose, where you need to provide the accounting information of the job. Other than that, it doesn't do any activity as such in the JCL. Similarly, the programmer name, to track back and maybe if needed communicate with him or contact him for any query, like who is the programmer. And followed by that, these parameters: message class, message level, class, notify, CCUID, these are the parameters which will help you to change the behavior of the output from the JCL or execution of the JCL. Let us start with the message class parameter. If I skip some pages, I will again go back to them once we understand few parameters. There are two kinds of parameters: keyword parameter and positional parameter. Keyword parameters can appear anywhere in the JCL. They do not have to follow any order. Whereas positional parameters have to appear in a specific position in the JCL. Now, accounting information is one of such positional parameter. It must be the first in the parameter field, and it can have maximum 142 characters including parentheses and commas, followed by programmer name. And these are the rules for programmer name, like it cannot exceed 20 characters, and it should be coded immediately after accounting information. That is why they are called positional parameters. Okay, message level parameter has got two subparameters. One is JCL subparameter and other subparameter is messages subparameter. If you see the description here, JCL subparameter of message level has got 0, 1 or 2 as possible values that it can contain. Meaning of 0 is only the job statement will be shown and rest of the JSL will not be shown. 1 means all the JSL will be shown including proc statements, and all the JSL will be shown but not proc statements. Now, can you just try to understand what the meaning of 0 is? Maybe you can make it. Does it make any, give any clue for you, like what it means when it says only the job statement will be shown and rest of the JSL will not be shown?
Job statement.
Okay, see here, suppose I make message level JSL subparameter 0. Now, if I submit, what you think you can go and verify? See, I'll
There should be
submit with this job. Go to spool, and this is where it will write the JCL for us, right? Now,
okay.
Yeah. I'll try to submit with 0 here. Okay. Now, if you go and check the spool, this job, see, sorry, only the job statement is shown here. You see that? Right?
What? There's some. What are these on the bottom?
No, this is the comment line. This is the comment I have written in my JCL.
Okay. Can you go back to the other one?
Go back to my JCL.
No, the before with the one, the output of the one, so I can see the difference.
Okay. You have to check in the JES JCL, right?
Oh,
Now
okay, okay,
come to
okay.
JCL. Whereas
Yes.
in this case, it has shown only, sorry, it has shown only the job statement. See, this is the job statement, correct? Clear, right?
Yes.
Now, in case of one, all the JSL will be shown, including proc statements. Procedure, we call it as proc. And do you remember what a proc is in mainframe?
I'm sorry.
Do you remember what a proc is in JCL?
Yes, it's like there's a step name and there's a proc name, right?
Yes, yes. What does proc do, and why is it used?
I think a proc is like a procedure. Is that proc a procedure?
Yeah, we abbreviate it as proc. But what is a proc?
Uh, I'm not sure.
See, I'll explain you. Suppose in production there is a JCL. Okay. See, I have a JCL here. Say, okay, this is my JCL. Now it has got only one step, right? You can see that step 10. Now say there are 10 steps, and in that I have a file being used here. See this? Suppose you want to execute the same program but with your file, then you would have the same copy of the same JCL but have your own file name there. It means if 10 users are using that program, they should have 10 copies of the JCL, correct? Now, the problem
Yes.
is, suppose if I want to make a change to the record length, say lrecl equal to, okay, 50 to lrecl equal to 60, then we need to make change in all the 10 JCLs. But in production, we will not want to make change like that. We keep everything in one place, and the change should be made in that location, and all the users should be able to access the updated one. So to achieve that, what we do, we take out all the steps from the job and keep it in a proc and execute the proc in JCL. Maybe you will understand it better because you already have worked in mainframe. You can understand it easily. See, for example, I'll show my one more JCL. Um, if I am going fast, let me know. Okay. See here, I am executing proc here, right? You see this
Yes.
now, and here GSLE border equal to is a reserved word in JCL. It will indicate the location of the proc. It means my step 10 will execute proc01 by taking it from kc03 ac2.mft.proclip. Fine.
Yes.
Now this is just to set up the path, like we do in Windows. We set up the path and all our load modules are located there. Similarly, we tell JES take the proc from there. Right. Now if I
Yes.
execute this now, if you see the proc, see here, I have used some symbolics. Like I didn't code the generic name of the DSN high level qualifier here. I hope
Mhm.
you know what is high level qualifier, right? The qualifier which comes
Yes.
in the first place in the dataset name is called high level qualifier. See, the significance of high level qualifier is, suppose your ID is KC03B40. Any dataset which is starting with your ID as the high level qualifier HLQ will allow only you to make changes to that. In the sense, I cannot edit your datasets with your ID as HLQ. Now, see, I didn't hardcode the HLQ here. I just written ampersand. Ampersand means it's a symbolic. Ampersand HLQ MFT test.ps file. Now this proc I'm executing in my JCL. Okay, and I'm substituting the value of HLQ in my JCL. See, this is the concept of proc. Now, what happens is, suppose if I submit this with value 1, okay, say, it will give JCL error, let us not worry about it. And go to spool. You see, it has expanded the proc. You can see that, right?
Mm-hmm.
It has expanded the proc. Now, same JCL, I will run with, um, okay, message level 2 here, okay, and say submit. Now, if I come to JCL, sorry, SDSF, go to my log, sorry, see, it will write only the proc step. It will not show the content of the proc in this pool.
Why is that?
Okay, no, but you're able to observe the difference, right?
Yes.
Yes. Now, can you just guess why it is hidden? Why that property
Because
hasn't given to JCL? Like, there is an option to hide it and then an option to show the proc details.
is that because of the message level?
Yes, yeah. Why are we given the ability to suppress the content of a JCL? Suppose if you give message level 0 comma something, that 0 will suppress everything except job statement. Only first line will be shown. Job statement will be shown. So what is the practical use of that kind of uh, functionality? If you use message level 0, it will show only job statement. If you give message level 1, it will show everything in the JCL. It will expand everything in the JCL. And if you write message level 2, it will just write, if there is a proc, it will write only the proc statement. It won't show the content of the proc. So what would be the practical use of this kind of options in real time?
I read in the book, the Murak book, it should be 1 comma 1.
Mhm. That is because
So you have it's a balance of
no. Actually, you know what? Production jobs are very critical jobs. See, once a
uh,
job is submitted, any user can go and browse the jobs pool. Okay. So, for confidentiality reasons, you don't want to disclose what is the content of your job for everyone. So you can make a call what all you want to show to the user first of all. You will hide a lot of things. Only maybe developer needs to know what is the content of that proc or JCL. Nobody else. So in that kind of situations, you can accordingly appropriately use message level parameter. Fine.
yeah. Uh-huh.
See, suppose the same proc, for example, this part I'll give 1, say 1. This I'll give 0. What happens is, you go to JCL. Here in the JE system message, it will write only a brief description. But the same job, if you run with 1 here, it will show detailed description.
Um. Venkat.
Mhm.
Yeah. Do the question mark again on that.
Okay, see here I am using a simple utility, so you cannot make out the difference between detailed description and brief description. But when you run the
What?
console program, you can see it.
Why is there? Why is there three outputs? MSG, MSLG. What was that?
Message
There's
level.
three outputs.
Message level.
Yeah.
Mhm. I'm talking about message level, this parameter, this.
Okay.
Fine.
Yes.
and default is 1 comma 1. If you do not code message level at all, it will assume the default, but message level will be substituted for JCL. Even if you do not code message level, JES will write the message level. JES is the subsystem of mainframe. We have JES2 and okay. This will take care
Mm-hmm.
of overseeing the job execution. Okay. So if you do not code any JES also, I mean JS, message level subparameter also, JES will substitute the default, which is 1 comma 1. You can just give me one second.
Uh-huh.
Okay, next let us go to message class. One second. Be online. Okay, now message class parameter will tell the JCL where the messages should go. In the sense, if there are some output coming, there is some output coming from your job execution, from the program execution, what should be the destination device into which the output should be written. And this is how JCL will actually understand the message class. See here, for example, I am executing a program. See, um, a sysout is the DD name, reserved DD name in JCL, which will be used to send the messages from any user written program. Okay, now what is the program I'm executing? IFVR14, right? IFVR14 is a utility, IBM utility, which does create an empty data set or delete an existing data set. Okay, it's a very simple utility used for these two purposes. In case of IFVR14, you do not need to code any one of these DD names. It's not mandatory. But for example, suppose you are running a PGM01 program, which is user written. Okay. Now, where the message should be routed to will be decided by looking at the message class parameter. See, message class can be from A to Z, A through Z, 26 characters, or numbers 1 through 9. Now, what the operator does is during installation, he will assign few destination devices, say printers, to the message classes. It is the choice of the operator. He will discuss along with the SME and he will do the configuration. Say for example, message class A has been configured for a printer in New Jersey. Maybe ABC are configured to a printers in New Jersey, and DEF may be configured to a printer in California. The development center may be in Chicago, right? Still, the print will go to, if you give message class A, the print will go to New Jersey, and if you give message class E, the print will go to California, maybe Los Angeles or say Sunnyvale, whatever. Fine. So that way you can appropriately route your messages. See, for example, you have a depot, you have a retail chain, you know like Walmart or any supermarket. Now, say every morning a job runs early in the morning, which will print some labels. So the truck will come to the godown to pick up some boxes and deliver it to the retail stores. Now, these boxes need to be pasted, fixed with the labels. So a job will run at early morning 3 o'clock, and there is a person who will be waiting there who will collect the prints and fix them on the boxes, and the truck will come at 4 o'clock. It will load all the boxes and leave, so that early morning, maybe by 7 a.m., it will deliver to the retail stores. So to achieve these kind of things, we use message class. I mean, an example. Okay. Hope I'm able to explain you.
Yes.
Okay. And if you see, I have written sysout is the reserved name which is used to tell JCL what is the destination for the output, which has come from user written program. Here PGM1 is user written program, whereas uh, IFBR 14 is not user written program. It is IBM utility. Utility means it's a vendor written program. So this is developed by IFBR 14, that too in assembler language. If you know assembler language, there is a register called register 14, BR14. So it uses that, and they have written a small utility IFBR 14, which does only these two activities, simple activities like this. Fine. In case of IFBR 14 or any other utility, it doesn't look for sysout. But if you are writing a program PGM02, it is a user written program. That for that program, or say that program, if it gives any output, it will be written into the destination where it finds the sysout. And the connection between sysout and the destination, here there is one more sysout also. The sysout in the second part says it is something getting printed, coming out as output. See, this sysout is common for sysprint also, and also sys7, right? Connected with DD. DD means data definition. Now, my program will send the hello world to sysout, and this sysout, I would have given it as A or B, right? Rather, I am giving it as star. Now when I make it star, it will inherit the value from message class. So writing sysout equal to star is as good as writing sysout equal to A. Suppose if my message class is B, sysout equal to star will be substituted as sysout equal to B. The advantage is, suppose I have 10 steps and I have several sysouts. All of them are in the same location. Now, if I am changing from A to B or B to A again, if I make the change in message class, it will be reflected in all the steps in the proc. I need not have to make the change again in the proc. So for that reason, in proc or in the steps, we will make the sysout as star and substitute the value in message class. Is it clear, Brian?
Yes. So, but why do you need a sysout, a sysprint, and a sysappend? They can't all be just in sysout.
No, actually sysprint I have written it because actually IFBR 14 doesn't need any of the sysout, sysprint and sysappend, but sysout is required for user written programs if it has any output messages coming, and sysprint is used by some utilities. For example, you will practice IFGNer utility. Let me write it here.
And Venkat, you're gonna show me how to use all these utilities, right?
Not only show, I will give you examples how to write those
Okay.
utilities. Give me.
Oh, that's great. That's great. I need it.
Because remember, even for kicks also you need to work with JCL. So JCL is heart of mainframe. You should get an understanding, clarity about these parameters and DD names and dispersion parameters and all these parameters. Only then working in mainframe will be easier for you. Otherwise it will be confusing. You'll have to do that. It is very confusing in the beginning, JCL, but maybe if you can recollect while you are working, maybe that is easier for you. Let us see how it goes. So when you're, for example, when you're using IFGNer utility, you need sysprint. So when IFGNer runs, is executed, it will some throw some messages like the utility started, it has done something, the utility execution ended. These kind of messages will be written in sysprint. Or anything happening in the utility execution, any errors will be routed to sysprint. Got it?
Oh, how does it? So I'm sorry, say that again. When does it know how to go to sysout, sys or sysprint?
Sysout is when your your user written program messages will be sent to sysout.
So you mean the COBOL program?
Yes, yes.
Okay. And then sysprint is for utility?
Utility program. For example, IFGNer utility. Any messages coming
Okay.
out of IFGNer will go to sysprint.
So why? Oh, okay. So if BR14, you probably didn't need to have it, right?
Yes.
Okay. And then the sysappend, is that for utility and use COBOL?
No, sysappend is for your user written program. If it appends, it shows some messages, append messages in the sysappend.
So that append will not come out in the sysout?
No, 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 no. Sysout is only to show some messages actually. If there is any system events, and even in case of some utilities, they might be requiring sysappend. It will show the detailed append messages. Suppose some data exception occurs. Now that details will be shown in append. And suppose if you are writing your user program, if the COBOL program appends with a data exception, some bad data, that bad data dump will be thrown into sysdump. And while executing any utility, if any data exception occurs, that bad data dump will be put in sysudump, utility dump. Fine.
Yes.
And address space parameter says whether the job has to run in real memory or virtual memory. Obviously, even though there is an option called virtual, practically that is restricted. All the jobs or tasks will be executed in real memory only.
Oh, Venkat,
Hmm.
what are those lines you added? Those sysu dump and sys dump.
Okay, udump is for utility dump, dump is for your program dump.
Oh, so why do you need all that? So you have sys out, you have dump, you have abandon.
Because
They all do different things.
yeah, you want to see the bad record or bad data. What is the bad data? While debugging, you need some dump to examine the dump. By examining the dump, you will know what is the bad data, who is the bad guy. Then you
Oh,
will
okay,
fix
okay.
your
So
data.
so I'll just hold off on it. You'll give me examples anyway, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, these
Okay,
you will
okay,
see when you come to your COBOL programs, you can write,
okay, okay.
right?
Yes.
And region parameter. See, region parameters tells how much virtual memory needs to be given for the job. So if you specify region at the job level, all the steps will take that amount of memory during the execution. So you will tell for this job what is the virtual storage that needs to be given for all the steps in the job, virtual memory. So it can be given both at job level or step level. You may not want to code the region at job level so that it is applied for all the steps. Then you can code the region in step only. Only for that step it will be applicable, that amount of storage, allocation. If you give both at job and step level, job region will override step region. Fine. Actually, you know what? To get an
Yes.
understanding on these parameters and JCL, better you buy the Renade book. I'll write it here.
No, I have the Murak.
No, no, no. This is very
No?
good for JCL.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Very good, very good.
Do you have a copy, digital copy?
That I don't have. But
Oh, okay.
I don't remember full name also, but it is called as Renade series. It should be available in Amazon. Any bookshop also it is available hard copy. But make sure you buy this and keep it with you. It will describe all these parameters. Actually, it takes a while to understand and remember these parameters. Actually, you need to keep on memorizing them. Anyway, we will, you keep on doing that every day. Spend some 15-20 minutes to every day go through the parameters and meaning of it. And I'll come to con parameter later. Let us go to class parameter. Class parameter will give the priority for the job execution. It means, see, in since you are a working professional, we have three environments, right? Basically, production, QA, and development, right? We do our work in the development, move it to QA, then move it to production, right? Now, production jobs need more priority compared to QA or development, right? It means production jobs cannot wait for any resources or CPU time. So they need, tell me if I'm going very fast, Brian.
Yes. That's okay. Uh, this is what I want. This is what I need. This things you're teaching me. This is what I need because what I do is I review the videos. I want to review the videos. That's what I do to review. When you're talking to me like this and the recordings, that's why I need to
Yeah,
review.
sometimes it's better to write so that you may not miss it. You may miss it while I'm telling you verbally.
Yes, yes, yes. Mhm.
More CPU time, and now what we do is we have something called engines. See, for example, I have an engine I1. See, engines are actual engines, are the actual things which will keep on running the activities in the JES. I have assigned ABC classes to I1 and I2 A, D, say E, I3 A, B, D, or say F. Now, class A is taken care by 3 engines now, right? That way, it will take more CPU time and it is, expected to complete fast. Whereas jobs with class B is taken care of only by 2 engines, so it is relatively, it takes more time. See, their same job you run with A and same job you run with B. The when you run the job with A, it finishes faster than running the job with message class B. So that way you can prioritize the jobs in the environment. The priorities can be across different environments. So you can prioritize development jobs and production jobs. Also, you can prioritize within production. Within production, you can have different classes with different priorities, right? And priority parameter gives priority within same class. Say I have class A, I can have priority 1 till 14.
Venkat? Venkat?
One second.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was asked in an interview on Friday or Thursday. I was interviewed about this. Which has priority? Priority or message or class? Class or priority?
Okay, let us come to that. Now,
Okay.
priority gives priority within the class. Okay. See, you already have a class parameter to prioritize your jobs, correct? Then what is the need for priority parameter again within the same class? Can you think what can be the one example where you can have a priority again within same class?
Maybe more important jobs.
Yes, what way?
If you want to run before the other ones.
No. Suppose there is no dependency also. They are standalone jobs. See, simple
Mm-hmm.
example is, suppose there is a job which is writing the output to dash D. You know what is dash D, right?
Yes.
It is the hard disk in, and it stands for okay. Now the output of job 1 is written to and output of job 2 written to tape. See, you have to understand what kind of output is written to tape. See, mostly it will be like backup jobs, archiving some data to tapes. These kind of outputs will go to tape, right? Tapes are not for regular daily use. Now, tape jobs can wait, but not dash D jobs, because the output has to go to dash D has to go, so that maybe another job is reading that as input. So in such cases, you make use of priority parameter within the same class. Fine?
Yes.
See, again time parameter. They are very tricky actually, GSL parameters. See, time parameter specifies the amount of time the job can run. So you have to remember that amount of time the job is allowed to run. But for that amount of time you specify. This time parameter can be specified both at job level and step level. See, in job level, I give time as say 50 minutes, and I have 5 steps. Now tell me, if I have this kind of time parameter specified at job and step level, the time parameter means the maximum amount of time the job or step is allowed to run. If it is coded at job level, it means collectively all the steps should run within that time. In the sense, which is specified at the job level. The job should take only that much, can be given only that much of time. Fine. Now, if I code like this, can you tell me which step execution will fail because of time parameter? Where the job will abandon?
In step 3.
That is because step 1 has taken 20, step 2 has taken 20, step 3 maybe it will take 10 and then it will fail because after that it would cross 50, right?
Yes.
See, this is where usually all students get confused. Is the job time allowed to run for? Not the actual time. Time parameter and say actual time. Okay. Now see, actual time taken for this maybe 5 minutes, maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 6 minutes, 6 minutes. Now you add all the time, it is 5 plus 5, 10 plus 10, 20 plus 12, 32 minutes. Total is 32.
Okay. So I didn't know that there's an actual time and another time.
Yeah, actually this is not, this is the okay. Suppose
Yes.
it requires so many minutes, then the job will never fail, right? Because it
I'm
is
sorry. What?
32.
Say what?
Because in this example, the job will never fail because of time.
Oh.
Because 32 is always less than 50.
Mm-hmm.
Correct. Say for example, actual time is say 20, 20, 10, like this. See, step 3 also will execute. And step 4 will fail now. Correct?
Yes.
But here is one more case. What if you give job in both job and step? See, if consider an example, it runs for 10 minutes, 5 minutes. Now the job would fail. I would not fail, right? Because it is 25 plus 12, 37 only. But imagine a situation where it is taking 25 minutes. Sorry, 35 minutes or 25 minutes. 3 minutes. Now see what is the actual total? Total is 35 plus 540, 46. It is less than 50. But here step time specification. Correct?
Yes.
So when you code type parameter both job and step level, there is nothing like job time will override step time or step time will override job time. Both will be in effect. Okay, and either can cause an event.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, got it? Right?
Yes.
And what is notify parameter? Suppose I am running this job. Okay, my ID is KC03 AC2. Now I submit the job. It has given a message. Are you logged on to your ID, Brian?
Yes.
You are.
Should I log in?
Yeah, just log in for a while.
Okay. Okay.
Now I have given notify as your ID.
Okay.
Submit the job. You will get a message.
Oh, yes.
See, notify will send the message to whatever ID you specify under notify parameter.
Oh, okay.
So that will create confusions if you by mistake give any other ID. So if you write sysuid ampersand sysuid, whoever submits the job will get the message, which is safe.
Okay. Yes.
It's as simple as that. So always code notify equal to ampersand sysuid. Fine.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And restart. Suppose in production, you are running a job which has got say 5 steps, and step 3 failed. You realize you saw the error, you examined the job and found that it has failed because of some bad data in the file. You corrected the problem. You want to rerun the job, but do you think always you have to rerun from the beginning of the job when you want to
No.
run again?
No.
No. Maybe I am required to start only from restart from step 3 again. Then I can use restart parameter.
Mm-hmm.
Fine.
Yes. Oh, Venkat,
Yeah.
I was asked in an interview about restarting,
Okay.
and I told them about the proc name dot step name,
Yes.
and they said there's a new way now. It's like a sysuit utility now that they do to override. Are you familiar with that?
No, there might be some utilities, but that is not the JCL way of doing restart.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
This is the way to start, right?
This is standard way.
Yeah, I need to learn this because they ask this all the time.
Yes.
And I'm really not comfortable anymore with the restart, and this is very important.
Yeah, you know what? Because if you go to interviews, most of the interviews they'll be asking questions in batch only, rather than unless it is a kick job. Unless
Yeah, this my job is a CICS job.
yeah, that is very rare actually. Opportunities in Kicks job is less, but most of the interviews will be on batch only. They will be doing production support or something. So they'll be asking you in JCL, COBOL, DV2 like that, VSAM, right?
Yes.
Now type run parameter, you can read it. It's very um, self-readable. It's very easy to understand. Self-study. Like type run, if you code as hold, the job will be held and not executed until the operator uses the command to release it, and it will do the syntax checking. See, for example, you are working in a project. Okay, you are working on a ticket, production ticket. You are making a fix to the current program and job. You want to submit the job, but that job has to run say 8 p.m. in the night. So what you do, you submit the job with type run hold, and you tell the operator, please release the job at 8 p.m. That's it. He will release it, and you can leave. Right? You submit with type run equal to hold, and you leave the office, and it will be released by the operator at 8 p.m. Fine. And type run equal to
Yes.
JCL hold. It will hold but not execute unless the operator uses command. Only thing is it will not do the syntax checking. Fine. Whereas scan, it will do the syntax checking, but it will not execute. It is only just to see if your job has got any syntax errors. That's all. And copy is just to print your JCL. Usually, you might be asked about the questions on type run also, because that is a bit confusing unless you memorize. Hold, JCL hold, scan, copy, these four values. Is this clear, Brian?
Yes.
Okay, okay, fine. See, sometimes, I think that you do not know anything and teach JCL, because
Mm.
maybe I need to explain few points, and I don't want to assume that you know them.
Yeah, yeah. I don't assume that I know.
That's correct.
That's what I want.
Yeah.
Yes.
That is why
Anything,
usually
any topic,
correct. I make it interactive rather
any
than,
topic on mainframe.
yeah. Yeah, I make it
Yeah.
interactive in the sense I'll ask you a question, what is this or
Yes.
what is that? Then that way I'll know,
Yes. Yes.
how much you know or how
That's
much you
good.
don't
That's
know.
good. Yeah, that's good, Venkat.
And very interesting and confusing parameter is con parameter. What is
Yes,
con
this I'm
parameter?
very confused. Very confused on this.
And JCL, they will grill the candidates on con parameter. They'll screw a lot in con
Oh yeah.
parameter. They
Oh
like,
yeah.
questioning you on con parameter. See, con parameter is used to manipulate the job execution in the normal way. See, the usual way of executing steps in the job is, if there are five steps, say S1, S2, S3, S4, S5, one after other, it will be serially executed. S1 will be executed first, then S2, then S3, then S4, like that. Now, if you want to change the order of execution or bypass any step execution, or you want to execute any step conditionally, then you will use con parameter. Okay. There are two types of syntax. One is, say, cond equal to, or say, we have coded this kind of condition in uh, step 3. Now, when you code like this, and so for example, uh, Now you have to evaluate. Let us start with this example. All I'm writing is cond equal to 4 comma less than comma s2 means it will write an arithmetic operation like this: 4 less than, what is the return code of s2? 08, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is true. If it is true, it will bypass. But if it is false, then it will execute. Understand? It is the other way around.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
And suppose if you code like this? Okay.
Okay.
If all of them fail, then only this step will execute. It is more, you have to be more careful without writing step name in the con. This is relatively easy to code and understand. Fine. And
So
code,
so
yeah.
so if it's 4
Here,
in 4 comma LT,
okay,
if it's
this one, right?
no, in the first one.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So s1 is 4 but s2 is 8, so it will not, it will bypass. One is true, other is false.
Can you code 4 comma LT like the 4 is less than 08? Is it the same thing if you want to check that?
Yeah. You can write this return code of this step like this: s2.
Oh no, if you want to check all the previous steps,
You have to you have to write down each condition here.
So it can be the same. It's 4 is less than 4.
Yes.
So yeah, so it's not true. Then you execute, right?
Yeah, all must be false. All of them must be false.
So 4 comma LT. So 4 comma LT. So if you got a 4,
it will not execute.
If you got a 4, it's the wasn't it the opposite? If you got I'm really confused on this. Wait, if you have a 4, so it's 4 is less than 4, it's false.
Suppose this return code is, say, 0.
Isn't it? Isn't false execute and true don't execute?
Then it will execute.
What if everything's 4?
Yeah, then it will execute.
Execute, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So it's really the opposite. That's why I get confused on this. So it has to be false to execute. It's not true to execute.
No.
It's the opposite.
Yes. And actually, in case of even,
yeah, this makes it more confusing. Right? Why would they do it like that, right? Why make it false? Why not make it a true? It's confusing.
It's very confusing.
So even if it's true, you still execute.
Yes. If the step fails also.
So even if,
yeah, whatever it is. No, there is no like true or false here. It is whether the previous step is successful or not. Okay.
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 Mm.
That's why sometimes it's better to do an if condition, but it's you don't want to do coding in JCL like an if condition.
Yeah, you can use if in JCL, but actually condition you can test multiple condition for multiple steps also in the same step. So it is
Uh,
more handy compared to if statement. And using PALM parameter, you can pass some values from JCL to COBOL. Okay, from JCL to COBOL, you can pass using the PALM parameter. That I think you know.
yeah, I get confused on this one too.
What is that?
So I think in the Murak books they said you can pass up to 100 characters,
Mm-hmm.
which is really not enough sometimes. So sometimes you have to do an inline, right?
Actually, this is not used, you know, for such kind of situations where you are sending very big large text of data. But there may be some small. See, I'll show you a small example. You will understand better. Mm, mhm. 1F9 if it is F3, 2F9, 3F9. Maybe this one I can come out. I'll show you a compile case here. Here actually in this proc I can pass some and maybe some other parameters which will change the options of my compile ACL through my job, right, at runtime. So in such kind of situation, we can make use of the PALM parameter, not for regular coding purpose, like development use. Actually, this JSL is very. They have put everything in proc and given you only JSL, but there are some other JCLs. Let me submit this. Go to spool. Okay. You see, um,
You see those when MVS JCL. Oh, what's the no dynam again?
oh, dynamic or not, no dynamic option. Like, is it
Okay.
static call or dynamic?
No, and why are you looking for that when you're looking for your
Actually,
message,
this
right?
JCL they have prepared in such a way that they have hidden lot of the parameters within the JCL. Like,
Oh, okay.
otherwise, I can still expand the JCL and show you, uh, like, those parameters which you can.
Oh, this is what you're saying with the sysprint, right?
Yes, yes. See here.
Yeah, this is confusing for me right now because I don't know why it splits all these printouts.
See here. You see, these are all the options in compiler JCL. So many compiler options are there. No data, data, and no kicks, no compile, no deck, no DLL. Some things we need not have to even know because they're all operator. The operator, will take care of them.
Fast sort.
See, so many these things you can change dynamically at the execution time by using POM parameter. So it is not used to pass very large text data into the program, but in this kind of scenarios, you can use the POM parameter. Fine. Now, This also usually they'll ask you questions. Suppose there are okay, you know what?
Oh,
I'll tell you.
Venkat,
Uh-huh.
I just remembered an interview question I wanted to ask you. I just remembered it now.
Very good. Yes.
Um, when they ask me for an error,
Okay.
sometimes they ask me for an error in DB2. Sometimes they ask me for an error in COBOL. Sometimes they ask me for an error in JCL.
Okay.
And so I gave them a SOC 7 is a data exception, and then they will ask me how to fix it.
Hmm.
And then I gave them a SOC 4, I think. I don't know if are you gonna cover some errors and how to fix them?
No, especially SOC 7 and SOC 4, I have mentioned in my PPT also for this reason only.
Oh, okay.
Because
Oh,
that is
okay.
the two questions they will definitely ask. They will not ask you first. They'll start with SOC 7 or SOC 4.
SOC 4 and SOC 1. They asked for SOC 1, right?
Yeah, SOC 1 it's okay, but SOC 4 and SOC 7 is very common interview question because these
Yeah.
are the critical errors in production.
Okay.
What is that I'm going to show you? Okay. Now see, suppose um, there are some steps like this. You know what, Brian? I'll tell you something. I have completed the JCL module for the training which I am giving. I am giving a classroom training for a corporate. I told you, right?
Uh-huh.
So there are 40 students actually, and I have completed the JCL module. I have made them practice also because that is 8 hour classroom class. You know they can practice. The whole of the time they will be doing practice only, and at the end they will have a JCL assessment, which will be online MCQ. It's MCQ questions, and only three passed and remaining failed in JCL assessment.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because it's very confusing JCL.
Mm-hmm.
When I tell you, you
Maybe.
feel you understand, but later again you forget something. And important
Yeah.
thing is when you start writing JCL, there you will get lot of errors.
Mm-hmm.
That is why you feel JCL interview very questions. If you see most of the questions they'll ask in JCL when you go to interview, when they feel that okay you are good in mainframe, they'll come to know when they feel that you answered JCL correctly. Only then they'll go to COBOL. If they know JCL you are not able to answer, then they have a doubt. No, no, JCL he is not able to answer. What is the use of asking in COBOL? They'll start with JCL any interview, usually, commonly. Maybe you would have observed that.
Mm-hmm.
See, there are two kinds of errors. Suppose data set is existing and trying to create data set again. So let me call it as E1. Okay. Okay. Fine. This is not a standard. I'm just giving a name, Brian. Don't think this is the standard, okay?
Uh-huh.
See, suppose uh, when step 2 or 3, any step fails because of some any allocation error or any other programming error, then this kind of error E1 and E2, if it occurs in S3, say, so what steps would have completed? Can you tell me?
I'm sorry.
If E1 or E2 occurs in step 3, what steps have been executed, what will not be executed, and which step will fail?
Can you repeat that?
If
If
E1 or E2 error occurs in S3, right?
uh-huh.
In such case, what steps would have completed execution, which step will fail, and which step will not execute?
Which step will fail?
Huh.
4 or and 5.
They will not execute or they will execute.
They will not execute. That's right.
S1 and S2.
And S3 will fail.
S1 S2 would have executed, right?
Yes.
But if you have a JCL error, some syntax error,
Mm-hmm.
now what all steps will execute and which will not execute?
1 and 2 executes, 3 will fail, 4 and 5 will not execute.
Okay, got it?
Yes.
Right? That is the difference.
Yes.
If there is a syntax error, the job will not be submitted. It will be submitted, will not be executed. Fine? You have to have that understanding. Difference between,
Can you go back to that?
you should know that difference. If it is a JCL syntax error, the job will not execute at all. How many steps it might have?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. This question also they will ask in interviews.
Can you go back to that? The notepad? Oh, okay.
Okay. And DD statements are the connecting statements between your JCL and your physical file resources. Okay. I know. See, it is very heavy subject, Brian. So I will try to explain clarified doubts. You will not get clarity in one session. You will have to practice and keep on asking me questions. Maybe after 3-4 days, you will get comfortable with JCL. Not on day one. Now, since you have worked in mainframe earlier, do you know how the files are referenced in JCL? How the files are linked from COBOL to JCL?
From COBOL to JCL? Through the PARM, right?
No, actually, see in COBOL.
Oh, the DD statement.
DD statement. You have 4 modes of opening.
Yes.
Input, output, extend, IO.
Oh, I didn't know extend is one of them.
Yes.
I thought you can only open with input, output, and IO. Extend is an FD. Extend is an FD, right?
Append is to add records after the last record.
Yes, but you don't code that on the open. You code that on the FD, right?
No. Open, extend, file name.
Oh, I didn't know. That's the other thing too, Venkat. I think my COBOL is not that good anymore too. So when we were doing CSCS, I was just reading about those.
CSCS, you do not open the files through open statement. That's why you did not encounter that syntax.
Yeah.
Just explain this disposition parameter in GCL along with this COBOL open modes. Then it is easy to understand.
Okay.
If it is here, you can have two scenarios: empty PS file. You can start adding records. Okay.
Hmm. Yeah, the sequential, the ESDS, KSDS, and the other one, they're confusing to me right now. And then there's the index, alternate index. These are all confusing to me right now.
Very, very. Okay.
Everything's confusing. VSAM, everything's confused. COBOL, DB2, everything.
Now if you give that statement, now you can learn, because if you have more confusion, only then you will learn. You get confused because you start to try to understand. Right.
Yes.
Now we have something called disposition.
Wait, IO is only in the middle of the file?
Update the record.
In the middle of the file?
Yeah, you can.
No, I mean, it's not only in the middle, it could be anywhere, right?
In this sense,
It can be in the beginning, it can be in the end, right? Anywhere, right? Okay. The same thing with if you go up. The same thing with the output, right? It could be anywhere too.
but not in case of PS files.
You mean VSAM?
Yes, it should be with VSAM files, KSDS. But that also
What
not
do you
update.
mean?
You can insert using output, not update. Update means it should be IO.
Okay.
Update should be always with IO.
Okay.
I don't want to confuse more, so that I can
Yes,
give an
that's right.
overview.
Yes. I'll let you continue.
You have in disposition, you have status field, normal disposition field, abnormal disposition field. You can have new, share, old, mod, and here you can have all this. See, delete, keep, catalog, uncatalog, pass, delete, keep, catalog, and catalog. Now new means it is the new file you are trying to allocate on that step. Share means you can share the file, and share is supposed to be used, although it is not restricted to use, but it is supposed to be used only when you are reading the file. When you are updating or adding the records into the file, do not use that in disposition mode. I mean disk position share. Okay, disk equal to share. Please do not never try to write any records with disk equal to share. And old and mod, it means old and mod both will have exclusive control on the data set. So when you type a data set with disk equal to old, it will reserve the data set for you. No other user can access it. It will have exclusive control on the data set. And one more restriction with old is, if you try to add a record to the file, update a file, or you want to use the file for read. See, for example, you can use old for you can use it for read or write also. Okay, but the difference is, when you want to read the file with old or write the file with old, the dataset should be existing. If not, the job will fail. That step will fail. Okay, but in case of mod, and it will go ahead and create a new dataset for you. Okay, okay. And do you know what is the meaning of catalog, Brian? Catalog?
Yeah, it catalogs the file. It puts it in the
Okay.
sys1 live probably.
What is the meaning of catalog and what is the use of catalog?
I think it stores them in somewhere in MB in the system,
See,
right?
okay. Even before that, what is a catalog actually? What is that physically? What is a catalog?
Is there some part of a disk?
No, no. See, catalog is a register. Okay, it's a table
Oh,
which will keep. It's a data set. Say it's a kind of table which will maintain the details of data set and the other attributes and details of the data set. For example, where the data set is existing. I mean, what is the record length of the data set? What is the record format of the data set? What is the organization of all the details will be maintained in the catalog. Now, what is the need for catalog? You need to understand. See, for example, you are allocating a data set, and at the time of allocation, um, do you remember how do you allocate data sets in manually in ISPF?
yes. It's 3 point. Hold on.
Correct.
It's 3.2.
Correct. Excellent. Excellent. See, if you go to 3.2, now see, you have to specify tracks, space units, primary quantity, secondary quantity, directory blocks. Do you remember these things, Brian?
Yeah, a little bit. And I think when you copy a data set, you just put an existing one. I remember, and then it copies whatever that is.
No,
But
no.
I can't remember how to do it.
This needs explanation. Let me just complete this and I'll come there. See,
Okay.
you need to specify, if it is not cataloged, you need to specify what is the volume serial number in which you wanted to catalog. So it is and you any other user, if he wants to refer to that data set, he has to refer it using volume serial number, which is very difficult, right? So in that
Yeah.
scenario, what we do is MVS takes the responsibility of selecting the volume serial numbers and catalog it there. And how it happens is, MVS can do it by itself, or it will make it as a custom method. take when you install SMS onto your MV on your machine, it is SMS managed. Okay. In case of SMS managed environment, SMS will help the MVS to select the volumes and give the volumes. It will tell MVS, okay, go and do cataloging on this. So when you catalog, you may not have to worry about the volume serial number description. Okay. But
Okay.
even when a dataset is written onto a volume, you have something called VTalk. Volume table of content. It will have volume table of content, which will write the dataset name existing on that volume and the catalog entry. It means you come to VTalk, like this. Okay. Fine. So you need not have to keep up the job of remembering the volumes in which you are cataloging. MVS does it for you. But it will have to first go to VTalk, then go to catalog. If you do not catalog, you have to specify the details of the data set on the volume. And uncatalog means the data set is residing on the volume, but the catalog entry is removed. So you have to access it only through the volume serial number. And keep is another parameter which is similar to catalog. Can you tell me, have anybody asked what is the difference between keep and catalog in any interview?
Say that again.
Has anybody asked what's the difference between keep and catalog?
Yes, they always ask about this position.
Keep and catalog?
Yeah, I think no, they don't ask about the difference, but they just ask you what are the 3 parameters on this position.
Okay, okay. So keep is applicable in non-SMS environment where there, in olden days, earlier days when there was no SMS, they used to write keep parameter. So when you write keep parameter, you have to code the volume serial number. But after SMS is installed, keep has defaulted to catalog. Now if you write keep, it will default to catalog. Fine. And
yes.
Code under normal disposition field will be performed when the step execution is successful. And when the execution is not successful, the abnormal disposition value will be performed. You know that, right?
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
And let us discuss the defaults. If you write disp equal to, what is the default that will assume here? Can you tell me?
Delete?
That is the usual answer. No, actually, abnormal disposition will take the default from normal always.
Oh.
So it will be new catalog.
Oh, okay.
So suppose if you write like this, disp equal to new, then new comma defaults. Is it catalog or catalog delete? If it is new,
for what is this?
if it is only disp equal to new, what are the defaults?
Oh, new. For new, it's delete, right?
No. Yes. Other one? If you just code disp equal to new, it will be new delete delete. Okay. Old, just old, it will be disp equal to old catalog catalog, which is keep keep. Same with disp equal to mod and disp equal to share. Okay. Fine, Brian. This is clear.
Yes.
If you do not code disp at all, what is the default?
It's new.
Yes. Delete delete.
Delete, delete, right?
Yes. Right. Now you know what is a track, what is cylinder?
I think track is the smallest unit, right?
So
Or block is the smallest unit.
see, track is the physical unit. Block is the logical unit, like number of bytes. But track is a physical circular disk, kind of. You know, it's like a bangle. You know, you can imagine a small disk kind of thing. It's a track. And tracks of same size piled one over other will become a cylinder, and collection of these cylinders will become a volume. Okay. And this volume is mounted on a unit is like a mounting device. Fine. And what is the difference between primary and secondary allocation?
Yes, I read in Murak about the primary and secondary. It's also confusing to me. It looks like you have to compute it. You have to multiply it with something, right?
Nothing. See, concept is very simple. See, if you the meaning of primary is whatever you specify in primary will be given in the uh, during time of allocation, and when primary is exhausted, it will take from the secondary. But suppose if I mention the primary and secondary as say 10 comma 20, how many say tracks, how many tracks it would consume totally?
30?
Yeah, this is usual answer. No, but it's not the case. Allocation ha and extent okay, extent is contiguous cylinders. Suppose you have asked primary as 10 tracks, right? So it will try to give 10 tracks which are available contiguously. If it doesn't find, suppose only 5 are available, so what is the promise? 10. So remaining is 5. It will try to give 5 contiguous tracks, only 3 are available, then it will give remaining 2 later. So total 10 tracks of primary are given in 3 extents for you. Correct?
Yes.
Then remaining extents are only 13. Okay. Now secondary it will try to give 20 first time, again 20 one more time, like that. Suppose if primary it has given in one extent, Okay, you got this, Brian?
No. You said so. It's asking for 10, and you give 1.
Yeah, then it will try to give the 10 in several attempts. If it happens to give 10 tracks contiguously in one attempt, then it will give 20 secondary next attempt. Like that, it will give 15 more times. So maximum it will you will get is 10 plus 15 into 20, which is 310.
Yeah, I don't. It's confusing.
See, it is not guaranteed that. See, it has given 10 tracks of primary in one shot, one attempt. Okay, it could find 10 tracks contiguously. Okay, that is clear. Suppose
No.
there are 10 tracks available contiguously, one after other. It will give you. Fine. Right? See, one after other, there are 10 tracks, Brian, next to each other, contiguously in that volume. It will give that 10 tracks. Then it has completed the allocation in one extent, right?
So one extent is 10 tracks?
No, is one attempt.
One extent.
Yes.
One extent is one attempt.
Yeah, one attempt of all contiguous tracks.
Okay.
Now, promise is secondary, 20. It will try to give 20 tracks in one shot first. Like that, it will try to give you 15 more times, like 15 into 20. But if the 20 is not available, it will try to give you how much is available till you keep on giving that 20. No.
When you say it will keep, when you say it will keep trying,
see, suppose,
does that mean it stays in the step?
In one attempt, if it gives you 20, that is fine. But it sees that only 5 tracks are available contiguously. It will give you only 5. Okay. But the promise is 20, so 15 more are remaining. Correct? Yes or no?
I don't know.
Very confusing. See, this 20, yeah, it will give you as 5 plus 3 plus 7 plus 5. Like this. It is able to give like that. Okay. Now, it has taken 4 extents.
You mean 4 tries, right?
Yes. But 4 extents are counted now.
So why do you have to count the extents?
Yeah, because at a time it can give only 16 extents maximum. That is the limit. You see the statement there above? Total 16 extents. Trials.
Oh, okay.
Right?
So that's the maximum on the secondary, 16 extents?
See, primary is maximum 5. If primary takes 5 extents, secondary will have 7 extents. Yeah, maximum is 16. Yes. Both put together.
For primary and secondary?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. And one more thing is, this directory blocks is the space reserved to write the member names of the PDS. So for a PS file, it should be 0. Okay. Fine.
Why is that?
Okay. So in case of PDS, we have members, right? You have so many programs in source lib, right? Kicks PGM1, Kicks PGM2. They are all the members, right? Correct?
Yes.
So it reserves the space to write only the member names. Keep track of the member names. You understand? In a register,
Yes.
it's in directory block. It's a register where to write down all your member names and their details, the record format, and such kind of details for each member. So to write down those details, it requires some space. That space is called directory block. On an average, one directory block can accommodate 5 member names. Fine?
5 names?
Member names of the members.
You can have 5 members in a PDS?
No, 5 member names of the PDS will be stored in one directory block.
Oh, okay.
Fine? And LRECL will say what is the record length of the data set. And FB means fixed. You have different record format. Fixed block.
Yeah, this is not clear to me too. The fixed block, the variable length block.
Now what we'll do, we will discuss this tomorrow, the meaning of it.
Okay.
This meaning we will discuss tomorrow. It needs a bit of explanation. 15 minutes I'll explain what these are. Okay? 15-20 minutes of time is required for this, or even more.
Yeah, I'm the file systems are
No, this
I'm
is
confused on that.
This is the record format in which each is written. Okay.
Yes.
So otherwise, we will put a logical end to till here. Maybe hands-on I will give you tomorrow.
Okay. And Venkat, it's very confusing to me that the allocation. Maybe we can do some hands-on on that too.
No, that you cannot see.
Oh, okay.
Primary and secondary, you're saying?
Yeah.
No, you cannot see that. That's the problem.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Understand how it is done. Tomorrow again, you come out with that questions. Tomorrow I will discuss on that.
Okay.
Let us not rush to hands-on now.
Yeah, that's right. No. Yeah, don't. Let's not rush. It's very
confusing.
I need to learn the basic on it.
Very much. Maybe tomorrow I will show you one hands-on.
Okay.
Fine. So today,
yes.
Revise these topics and come with questions of today's topics, and we'll discuss and continue tomorrow.
Okay.
But see, natural tendency is JCL is very heavy. That is the reason it is very confusing.
Yes.
So let us not worry about that. You revise these things, and we'll discuss tomorrow again any questions. Because even if too many things in JCL, it is hard to remember and recollect again.
Okay.
So let us do slowly, step by step. Okay. So we will conclude this class here. Maybe if you want, I will send you this notepad.
Yeah. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. You go through that, Brian. Don't worry. We'll take it up slowly. Meanwhile, you read this book and you try to purchase that Renaldi book. Okay.
Yeah, I see that there's a part 1 and a part 2.
I think it's only one part. I don't know if it is part 1.
There's 2. I was checking it out. There is there's a primer, and then there's a advanced technique, a guide to advanced techniques.
Oh, okay. Then I think you should start with primer.
Yeah.
Don't worry. Tomorrow we'll work on that. Okay, Brian?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So do you know what time you think we can?
Tomorrow again, same thing. Maybe 9:30, which is like 12 noon your time. Probably. I will anyway.
Okay.
I'll message you. While
Okay.
Afternoon my time. I will message you. Your early morning.
Yes.
Message.
Okay. Thank you very much, Venkat.
Thank you.
Thank you.